Hello everybody and welcome back to Middle-earth. This is Count MRVHS with another episode of our 4th Age Total War Rhun campaign. We are attacking the Reunited Kingdom army that has arrived at Lond Nurnen. This is our army of Ulwar, the Hunter, as all of our generals are surnamed. And this is the army that contains 3 units of Berserkers, some of these Blackland mercenaries, a few axemen, wains, a bit of cav, some archers. Not a whole lot. We are ranged against a pretty large Reunited Kingdom army, and actually they're attacking us is what's going on here. Sorry about that. So we don't have great terrain. There's not, as expected, there's not a super obvious hill that we can take advantage of here. But we'll have to see what we can do. Now, the army that's coming is not incredibly daunting, I guess, in terms of the troop types. That is to say, it's made up of mostly a mix of swordsmen and infantry, swordsmen and militia, rather. So this is the type of thing that we have seen the Reunited Kingdom throw at us. It's sort of their standard fodder that they like to use. But there's just a lot of them. There are some archers, I believe, in the mix. No cavalry, though. So we may as well set up our archers out ahead. They're going to be coming right down that hill at us. The thing we have to be careful of course, is that their numbers are so huge that they could just overwhelm us. And so we're going to have to be careful with how we deploy things like our berserkers and so on. So I think I'm going to set them around a little bit to the flanks. I'll double these guys up just because they feel a bit more vulnerable over there. Okay, something like that for the infantry line, I suppose. And our cav, as you can tell, is pretty weak. We only have a unit of Riders of Rhun and a unit of Eastland Raiders, and these are not full units. We lost a lot of them in the last fight. So I think we might put them down here. And we're going to have to put the Wains down here if we want them to see any action at all. This is the only way they can move. If they're in the trees, we can deploy them in the trees, but they'll just be mostly stuck there. So I think we'll do that. Now the danger is that the Reunited Kingdom may just march down this road and head over here to our cav. But we have to take that risk, I guess. So they're attacking us. We were just in front of the crossing of the river that comes up from the Sea of Nurn, just outside Lond Nurnen. And the idea with us positioning ourselves here is that they would have to beat us in order to get to the city and put it under siege. And they may be able to do that. They've got a unit of men-at-arms, and they've got a unit here of a little laggy there. Unit of King's swordmen. Sorry, King's spearmen. These are the 2 units that I'm really most worried about. There's nothing else here that's really noteworthy. We get a lot of militia, a lot of swordsmen in the front rank, and geez, maybe there are no archers. Well, that'd be good. So I really don't want them to head straight for my wains. The thing is, we could at this point withdraw all of our forces because we still have the movement points. We would possibly retreat directly to the city. I'm not sure how that would work. But yeah, if they just come right down and attack our wains, I might just retreat them off the field. At least they don't have any archers. Some of our cav is not hidden. Well, actually, none of our cav is hidden. Yeah, they're just going right for him. Okay, so maybe what I'll do is just turn all these guys so that they're out of hiding. And that may get their attention to come up towards the hill. And you can see they are moving in that direction now, at least some of them. But not all. I'm going to run the cav back up towards the main body, and we may have to say goodbye to the Waynes. We'll at least take a few out with javelins, I guess. Alright, my slingers are firing at those swordsmen that are approaching. So that's good. Jeez, I could almost now maybe swing out and around and get up over here. Let's see if we can do that. They're probably going to catch me because Waynes are slow. Yeah, they're definitely going to catch me. But you know what? These guys need to be retrained anyway. We haven't taken any losses yet. So we'll run them up the road here. And that's going to at least draw off some of those troops. Alright. Shield wall. That's that. Men-at-arms. Okay, let's get those berserkers going. And fighting in trees. This is not a general unit. I forgot what their general was. Probably a swordsman or something. Alright, let's hit these militia. King Spearman, that's not the general. There he is, King Swordsman. Okay, the berserkers are hiding, but let's take them out of hiding. Take that fight, and some of them are already retreating. Great, very good. Okay, now run away with the Waynes. They're utterly tired already. That's very good. We're not doing a lot of damage with these guys. Again, they're missing. They're not at a full complement, so there's a lot of javelin men who are just not there. Okay, now the thing with berserkers that we will want to do is make sure they don't get too far ahead of everybody else. But wow, we're doing great. All right, then let's crash into this side. There go the King Spearmen. Alright, let's do war cry with these axes. And let's hit their general. And he's going. Oh man, there's a lot going on the screen right now. Okay, we can, I think, get our cav into this fight now. Not sure if these guys are going to want to stick around or if they're withdrawing. Let's get everybody in on this chase. Berserkers, what are they going after? Oh, okay, there's still some swordsmen over here. I don't think they're long for the world. A couple units of King Swordsmen. Yeah, they're not chasing these Waynes anymore. Some of these units have regrouped, but not too worried about it. Well, this worked better than I thought. Now we don't have to suffer a siege. of Lond Nurnen, and we've got a little bit more time for our reinforcements to get there. Go, Berserkers. Go get him. We got a few javelin men left, but not many. There go the militia. I'm not too eager to press in and wipe those guys out. Even if the army survives and withdraws, then what they'll have left is going to be just this low-tier stuff. So I'm not going to get in there and get a bunch of casualties. 83%, so we might get there. We might get to the magic number of 85 or whatever. Let's send him against this. Actually, no. Let's Berserkers are going to run up to them. Let's just follow at a close distance. The Berserkers and the Wains may push them into a rout before we even contact. So that'd be pretty cool. They got a long way to run, so we've got time for the Berserkers to catch up. These guys are utterly tired. The Berserkers are just tired. Let's see. Let's send the Wains into the trees. Let's just to show how badly they do in broken ground. And also just to get them close here so that they're putting pressure on. So you can see the trees. They're just actually they're doing better than I expected. They're not really made for this. Chances are good there's going to be one or two of them that are sort of stuck in there. But wow, I'm actually surprised at how well they're maneuvering through this. It seems that the little rocks are much worse for these Wains. Okay, the Berserkers are catching up. Oh, cavalry caught him, but they're routing already. Just after them. We might get all of these guys. The cab is just winded. Again, I continue to be impressed just by how well these Berserkers are doing in terms of their numbers and how few losses they take. What a great little unit. Let's just head up on their right side, if we can get there. Now they're getting caught a little bit, but still not nearly as bad as I expected. So I guess if you have to choose, taking your Wains through trees seems to be better than taking them through this this rocky terrain. You wouldn't think so. Let's see how they work in here. on, guys. Yeah, see, here they go. There's a sort of a boulder on the side. We've got some others that are just hung up on this. Now, oftentimes it is possible to get them out of this type of terrain, but it just takes a very long time. You got to give them different move orders. So it is not something you want to deal with. So I guess if you have to choose, trees are better. So I wonder what triggers the berserkers to stop being berserk. Is it fatigue level? Because not all of them lost it. Maybe it's just a set amount of time, but I think I hit them all at roughly the same time. Alright, let's send a cav up here. Let's hit this unit. They're almost off the field. I'm pretty sure they are going to rout. We'll let those militia get away. I'd rather not hit them with the cav, so there we go. Let's just clean out that unit of swordsmen and check out the results. Okay, we did wonderfully here. We only lost about 40 or so men. Wow. I don't know exactly why. I guess they just routed so quickly, and their army was split up. They were some bunch of them were chasing my wains. Wow, that was great. The Axemen took 13 casualties. That's the most. That's unreal. It's far better than I thought. The other thing I guess to keep in mind is that they were not led by a family member, and so that always makes them easier to break. Well, that's just great. Oh, I will take it. I will take it. A candidate for adoption. Benefactor is Ulwar the Hunter. It's right around here. Hopefully he's going to pop in at Lond Nurnen, because I would love to have a governor there and really just a secondary general. So he's competent. He is a southerner, and I believe that's what Ulwar is as well. And so he doesn't get any of the benefits of being a southerner. So if you read the description here, we imagined the Easterlings come in, I think, 3 different subcultures. One was plainsmen. That's sort of your standard Easterling. The other is it Borderlander? The idea is that those would be the people who had settled near the borders of Northmen, such as Dale or Rovanian. And then we had Southerner. And the idea of Southerners, as it says here, is that they are, let's see, the Southern Plains are suited for raising horses, so many Southerners are skilled riders and commanders of cavalry. And so what are their benefits? I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, life on the borders often lends itself to trade, though these somewhat nomadic folk are poor builders. So there are 3 benefits, or 3 effects, of most of the Southerner traits. There are 2 good effects, and there's 1 negative effect. What you are seeing here, the 5% increase to construction costs, is that 1 negative effect. The other 2 would be, I believe, a +1 command when you're leading a cavalry force, and probably a 5% bonus to trade. So this guy doesn't get either of those things. There's a bit of variety. So sometimes you might have family members who have only the positive traits of their subculture. Sometimes, as in this case, you'll have family members with only the negative. And most of the time, you'll have the mix. Now, he's also a member of a minor tribe. Now, this doesn't have any real in-game effects, except that it does impact how he is going to feel about his faction leader. The faction leader is not likely to be a member of a minor tribe, although we're going through faction leaders pretty quickly in this campaign, so you never know. But basically, it's just some other sub-faction that we didn't really develop. We just figured that there would be a certain amount of family members who are not from some of the big houses. He's shadow-touched. He's youthful, which is wonderful. That's really the thing I want the most. He is intelligent, which is interesting. So he would make a great governor, and not such a good commander because he's overbold, which means he takes a -1 to hit points. He's also lazy, which is bad as well. He's unlearned, which is not great for governing, but I think he can overcome that. So we'll take him for sure. And yes, he is in Lond Nurnen. Oh, that's so good. So let's go ahead and put this on local governance. We'll go for our growth policy, and we'll work on getting his opinion of liege up. Again, it is currently supportive, but that is going to change. All right, we lost Emma, and we lost a bunch of money. We could theoretically make over 1,000 this turn if we don't spend anything. We are recruiting another family member in Tham, and we're going to send him west because we've got nobody over here. So I am very happy that we have another family member down in Mordor, because Ulwar has been great, but he is getting old. He's an adept commander, which took him a while to get there, but he is now old. He is insolent. Okay, so this is a particularly bad opinion of liege for him. So minus 20% trade, income tax, land tax, and 40% increase to troop training costs. So he would make a terrible governor. -2 troop morale. So, that is somewhat overcome by his being an adept commander with a +1 troop morale. But he's also niggardly, which means he's kind of cheap. He doesn't want to spend a lot of money. So that's going to hurt the troop morale, as you can see there. And iron-fisted, he's got a lot of movement points, which is very nice on the campaign, but another hit to troop morale. So it's a good thing we've got a lot of berserkers here so that we don't have to have some of these lower morale troops doing the fighting. All right, well, we do have reinforcements coming. I guess what I want to check is, do we have time to meet up with them, or should I go and sit on a mountain slope somewhere? It looks like nobody's coming. So maybe we do have some time. What we'll do is we'll go meet him right now, actually. Okay. So what we're getting is some solid infantry, the Dark Helms, skirmishers and warband, and axemen of Rhun. So 4 units. I don't want to disband these Blackland mercenaries just yet. They've been very helpful, I think. Same with these Variags. So what do I have to get rid of? Everything is good to have. But I do have a full unit of axemen, so maybe I'll combine these. 60, so we'll do something like that. And that, and now we can send these 2 guys away for retraining. So 4, and that's 4. Okay. And then do I want to send the Waynes back as well? Well, they're costing me 586 in upkeep, which is actually not the worst. I've got these Blackland mercenaries are costing me more. So I think I'll keep them around. It would be great if they were full strength, but we're not quite there yet. Oh yeah, we were training here. Where'd all these guys come from? Oh, I think they were from here, or maybe from up here. No, they came from the south, from Mordor. So that's great. We'll send them back down here. We got to keep the reinforcements coming. And we do have to address these 2 problems. We've got this family member headed toward Adel, and we've got this one besieging Moldin, and he's already built a ram. So can we get there in time? Yes, we can. I'm not too worried about this fight. Here, it looks like they're going to lose Amrun Magor, so what I hope to do, last turn we gave this to Khand, along with a bunch of money. So they took Narimloth off our hands, which allowed us to throw up a border between us and Harad, so we are no longer at war with Harad. And hopefully the position in the south holds steady. Hopefully I will have enough men in here to hold off any aggression by Khand. But I've got 1, 2, 3 archers. I should probably train another. And then maybe some axemen. And I could, if I wanted to, do a quick retrain. So the moment they set foot on my territory, I'm going to do a retrain. We'll get a bunch of troops here, and then I'll be able to send them out. So I'm pretty confident how this is going to be. So that means I can peel away our newly christened High Chieftain, Fand the Hunter, so he can take on the Reunited Kingdom in this part of the world. I think also what he's going to have to do, once he deals with these threats, hopefully this rebels, he's going to walk right past it. We're going to sack. The only, exception to that might be if there's a place that we really, that's got a lot of population, a lot of good infrastructure that we really want to hold for some reason. But I just want to absolutely destroy the Reunited Kingdom's troop production capabilities in Nurn. Let it go to the rebels. We can take it back at our leisure. And that's something that I've been thinking about with regard to Athrad-morn, actually. We should be able to take this if we can get a bit of a reprieve. And given that this is close to being done, it might be worth us taking it now that we've got some reinforcements on the way, and I don't see any big armies over here. Anyway. Alright, it looks like Dorwinion is going to hold Athrad-morn. It also looks like they've got a big army, which is aimed in our direction.
Orders.
So, yeah. Well, let's train some axemen. Still can't train anything here, but we're kind of close. And here we were unsure what we were doing exactly. I've got a pretty decent amount of troops here, but I don't think it's enough to deal with Dorwinians, so I need to keep my eyes on them. Alright, let's take a few steps up here and see if we can see the border. So, Bjornings have the Greenwood Vales, which is a province that stretches up along the river. That's good. That means Rovanion has just basically these settlements. Reunited Kingdom has, Ithilien, and Rovanion has a couple of... they've got the fort here, the stronghold of Cirith Gorgor, they've got Ostenagarlad, they've got Athrad-morn right by the river, and they've got Mid-Deeping, and they get these two, and that's it. Sounds like a lot, but a lot of these are not local to them, so they're not going to be training their best troops. So I feel pretty good about that. And I don't feel the need to press Rovanion anymore. I think taking Rovanos, taking Athrad-morn has basically taken the fight out of them. They do have this, but I can't imagine the population there is very high, so they won't be getting any huge armies out of it. Alright, we were also keeping an eye on armies in this area.
That's not possible, sir. Yes, master. You are mistaken, sir. At once. Out of moves. That's not possible, sir.
Alright.
Sir.
I want more of a fight to be happening here. And so I think what I want to do is see if we can pay North Rhun to attack Dorwinion. So I want them to attack faction Dorwinion, and I'm going to give them, let's give them 1,000. I mean, we don't have a lot of money, but maybe they don't either. They might not accept this. Ugh. Okay, they want 3510. Let's talk them down a little bit from that. I might go as high as 2,000. $3,000. You know what? Do it. I really want them to start making some progress. The money will be helpful for them, and we'll see if they follow through that. I don't know exactly if the AI always does that. It may seem rather foolish to trust them, but You know, in my experience, they do seem to do something, whether it's, you know, putting a settlement under siege or attacking some army, but you can't really see what they're doing most of the time because, you know, you don't have line of sight to everything. So, all right, we don't have much else online. We're working on urban province up here, and of course we've got our outland dominion in Lond Nurnen, which is going to bring us, you know, minus all of this mismanagement, about 700 or so worth. We're going to still make a good 800 or so. So that will be welcome. And we're going to take care of this siege right now. Alright, this is not a threatening force. So let's save the game real quick. And this is our new High Chieftain, of course, Fan the Hunter, so he's got a larger than normal complement of Chieftain's Guard. So that's good to have. We don't really have any other good cavalry here. We've got a very tiny amount of Dragon Shield Rider mercenaries. We do have some of these just for chasing routers down, or maybe a rear charge. But the majority of our cav is actually horse archers, which will be quite good in this battle, so that's fine. We have a crazy amount of archers. Again, that'll be good. We've got very little infantry, though. So what may happen is that they send their general right at me. You have some reinforcements. The other thing they may do is just withdraw. So they're already pushing that way. Should have got those nomadic watchmen over there. I will go ahead and send Fand in. Support him with my few melee cav that I've got. Routing. Alright, so let's chase him with my horse archers and move the melee cav over to rear charge. This is just militia. General, and there's a rear charge, so they're gonna rout. Very nice. We're gonna take some friendly fire here. So I'll halt
the enemy flee from the field like frightened
infantry, and yeah, we'll continue just to make sure none of them get off the field. Alright, so we took, you know, more casualties than I would have liked there, I guess. 60, but I got a few back. And relieved the siege, which is the important thing.
Victory!
And, you know, I may want to grab another one of these. Leave those mercs. But let's take out... see, they could reach me next turn. They could reach Adele next turn. So let's take out...
Yes.
and what do they have? Alright, some men-at-arms, among a few other things. So, yeah, Berserkers do take 2 turns to train. They were only taking 1 turn because I had that governor in there. Let's queue up another one. We're spending a lot of money here, but I think we have to. So we'll bring these guys out, and the idea is we'll be able to combine them with this army later. They probably won't attack this little force. I'm guessing they're going to go for Adele. And in Adele, we train another unit of Warband, and we come down through here. If they lose it, they may just turn around on their own, which would be fine as well. Okay. I think that's it for now. So we can end turn.
We're under.
Alright, they took Adele, but they lost Amrun Megor to Rebellion.
Yes. Forward. Unable to move. Move.
Oh, and I got a coming of age. No, that's the guy I trained, of course. So he's a poor governor, a poor commander, plainsman and tribe of the White Ox. That's good. And he's youthful. He's energetic. That's good. He's faithless. That is not good. But we can't really do anything about that. Now, he's currently under the weather, and this is affecting his hit points as well as his movement points. And so what we're going to try to do is leave him in here for another turn or so, and we're going to, you know, retrain those Riders of Rhun and recruit something else that's cheap. Maybe these Cav. And maybe he'll lose that trait. Maybe he will get healthier. There is an herbalist here, and I believe that does help with such things. So that's all very good. Now I do have these reinforcements, and I suppose I could send them down here to meet up with this army.
Yes. Chief. Leaving the army. Yes. Move out.
Alright, so we're going to take one of these nomadic watchmen. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that warband unit.
March. Out of moves.
And I've got too many, or I don't have enough guys. Okay, so let's kick these back south as the smallest unit of mercenary horse archers, and just keep an eye on Khand. Doesn't look like they're doing anything. So we'll recruit this unit. Again, this puts us into debt. Alright, but we got our execution square in Nereg Zagil. We lost our emissary over here. That's too bad. We lost a bunch of money. And Adele is now under siege.
Orders.
Okay, still no armies approaching. Well, this is great. We've got some time then.
Orders.
You know, I'm going to take this, I think, because this is pretty close to our capital. Our capital is currently Adele. This, we're going to get the Dominion built in a couple of turns, and we should be able to hold this. I would like to know if the population is... oh, it's good. Very good. 28-24. So we've got enough men here so that if we take it, if we can build it up quickly, this could actually be a training center for us. I can't remember, but I think this may be a homeland as well as an Amrun Megor too. So if we can get these, and the population here is above 1,000 also. So if we can get these would be the ones I would want to hold. And, you know, for now, just sack these surrounding settlements to put a bit of space in between me and the Reunited Kingdom. So we're sieging Athrad-morn, getting training going up here. Okay. All right, we do have a slinger as well available. It might not be a bad idea to pick him up. Do we have any better sense of what they have? There's some men-at-arms there. And we've just got a very bad missile lineup. Alright, well, let's bring these guys down. We may do a mix and match here. If he attacks one of these, you know, then at least he's not besieging the city anymore, and I think we can get them away. Okay, we've got our reinforcements over here. I'm a little worried that Dorwinion is going to be heading for us. I think they were standing right there. Okay, but I don't see them yet. Now, we last turn paid North Rhun to attack Dorwinion. I'm going to see if they have honored that pledge yet, and they have not. So it says here, Chiefdom of North Rhun, neutral trade rights, assistance requested against Kingdom of Dorwinion. When this goes away, they will have fulfilled that agreement, but they haven't yet. Oh, I thought that was going to rebel. Alright, we'll just keep our spies moving around. We can't quite get these guys into Rovanos, but next turn they will. We'll have to do some combination there. Alright. And they backed off. Okay. Alright, we got some more berserkers. I would like to have them with this army, I think. And speaking of reinforcements, let's get those cav over here to get some more. Alright, how are we doing with Boar of Tham? Is he still under the weather? Nope, he's healed up. So we're going to take him out with all of these cav. And I guess we're going to send him west. He's nothing special in terms of governance or command, really. But actually, no, energetic and a casual fighter. That's at least not bad. So he could work out fairly well. Now we also had some axemen, so let's just keep shuffling everybody to the west. Alright, we lost money, and at least we're not losing profits, but we're not doing well financially. Where'd that big army go? Very unsettling. But I guess we could put a tower here if I wanted to spend the money, which I kind of don't at this point. Alright, maybe they went back up here. Alright, so we got to combine these. They get 110, so this is just going to combine to not that. And 7. Gotta make room for 2 more, so let's take these. Actually, we could retrain these if we had the population, which we don't. So let's bring these out, and let's bring these out. We're gonna send these guys back over here. That should fit, right? Okay. I don't believe we can retrain the slingers in the sense of getting a full unit back. But maybe, so we'll hold off combining them. Alright, I know this is becoming a longer episode, but there's just so much to do. So one thing we could do is just assault this. Captain's Guard. So this is a medium rider unit, and it's all the rest of it is Men of Mordor. It looks like some of them have armor upgrades, but we could take this pretty easily. It would be better if I had a bit more ranged. But we do have the Blackland mercenaries back in the recruitment pool, so you know I could throw these guys at them and not worry too much. So I may do that this turn. And here's Khand. It's a smallish army, though. Okay, what are they going to do? Very small unit of King Spearmen, just 4 of these. I don't know how many men-at-arms there are, but the rest of it is the typical mix. Now, we do have 2 family members here, probably both Knights of the White Tree, so that makes it a little trickier, and I would like to have, I think, these stronger units down here with Fand. Oops. But we will need to consolidate. What do these guys come in? 44. So we'll get these 11 back down here. So we need to make room for 5. I think I need the Mercenary Dragon Shield Riders for the fear effect. Well, let's just consolidate these guys. I guess we can send back the Axemen too to get retrained. And one more. Well, there, that'll do it. Now we got a bit more sturdy of a stack here with some mercs should we want them. So maybe we'll let them try for Amryn Magor yet one more time, but you know it might be better for us to just take care of this stack in the next couple of turns with Fand, as you know, while he's still around. We'll probably assault Athrad-morn this turn. Next turn, I don't think they should be able to reach a Karn, so I'm going to hold off doing anything here, and we'll try to make some money back. Yeah, we have built our... we believe it or not, have actually made a dent in our mismanagement by building that execution square, so that has helped a tiny bit. Why can't we build... Oh, right, because we'll need to build this before we can do anything military. Yeah, requires the... See how it says here, control posts requires provincial control, which we have, rural province, which we have, this is actually a major province, and the presence of managed population. And that's what we get if we build this, Eastern Wilderland, which allows... you know, men instead of dwarves to live here. So we need to build this to kick all the dwarves out, basically, or to make it welcoming to men to live in. So that'll have to wait because it's super expensive to build that. Is that 9,000? Yeah, that'll be some time, unfortunately. But maybe we'll get lucky with some you know, some cash injection as we sack our way around the Sea of Nurn. And make a bit of money that way. Okay, folks, I think we're going to have to call it for an episode here. But next time, we are going to see the assault of Athrad-morn and another settlement added to the chiefdom of Rhun. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.